Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a book haul video. It's been actually probably like 5 to 6 weeks at least. That's because I put myself on a book buying ban for the month of September, and I followed through with the exception of ebooks. I didn't go hog wild on those. It was just I had some planned that I was going to already buy, so I only banned myself from physical books. Follow through with that, but I do have some that I'm going to show you that I bought in August before the ban, so I was going to do a video for filler in September so that I would have something, but of course that didn't happen. So now I have a giant haul to show you of that and what I bought at the used bookstore this week. I went 2 times, which when my ban is over, I go crazy. So I have those, and then I'll show you what I'm currently reading. But the first is the batch I bought in August at Ollie's, and I will go through phases of wanting to read like Christian historical fiction. Even though I'm not religious, it's purely for the story. So I got, the first one is The Inheritance by Tamara Alexander, which I think I have a couple of her books already that I have not read. And then I have Words Spoken True by Anna Gabhart. Love on the Line by Deanna Gist, or Deanne Gist. I'm awful with the names. I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast because I've already done this 4 times and I make it too long, or my cat knocked my camera over. So anyways, The Bridesmaid by Beverly Lewis, which I have read several of her books already, several still on the shelf, but this was, I think, a new release just this year or last. Yeah, just last year. So brand new hardcover, nothing wrong with it, for $2.99. His Love Endures Forever by Beth Weissman. And this one is another Amish book like Beverly Lewis. The Discovery by Dan Walsh, which I read The Deepest Waters by him, not knowing that it was Christian historical fiction. Well, I mean, I knew it was historical fiction, but I didn't know it was Christian. And it was just a really good story. The Sweet By and by Rachel Evans. And if anybody knows or could tell me, is this the same country singer, Rachel Evans? I'm going to assume, because it's like a musical themed story. And it's a trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. And then The Inheritance of Beauty by Nicole Seitz. And this is I can't explain it. It's a neat cover. So that's all I got at Ollie's. And then my friend Amy actually did send me a book in the mail. Amy! The Serious Kiss by Mary Hogan, which I read one of hers and passed it along to her. And then she found out there was another book by the same author. So she mailed it to me because she loves me. Then the others are the ones I got at my used bookstore. I got Labyrinth by Kate Moss, which this one is a chub. And I didn't realize, well, I thought the author's name sounded familiar. I didn't realize that I already have the second book, Sepulture. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So now I can read this one and then the second. And then What Alice Forgot by Leanne Moriarty, and it's one with the little cutout. And I know I'm random. I told you guys before that I find stuff in books and I keep them. I have no clue who these people are, but it was just an old picture of some, looks like maybe they're celebrating their anniversary, and I just stuck it in the book and brought it home with me. They just look happy, and that's how marriage should be. You grow old together and look happy, and then probably yell at each other behind closed doors, but that's not what we're talking about. Then we have Boone's Lick by Larry McMurtry, which I started Lonesome Dove about 6 times, and I stop only because it's such a big book and I get distracted by other books that I could be reading, and that's terrible. I know I'm needing to focus more on quality than quantity, but you know, so many books. But this one, I believe, is a standalone, and it's roughly like 250 pages, 260 pages. So this is one that will be less scary than Lonesome Dove. And The Potty Mouth at the Table by Laurie Natero, which I've had this one on my wish list for quite a while. I was going to originally buy the hardback whenever it came out, and I didn't want to pay it. I didn't want to pay the Nook price. And it was still $6, but she's hilarious. I think I've only not read her, either one or two that she's written that are fiction. I've only read her nonfiction books. So I'm excited to read this one because one of the best scenes ever written in a book was by her, that I legitimately was like hysterically like crying from laughing so hard that my family was really concerned that there was legitimately something wrong with me, but I was just like, no, it's fine, it's just really funny. So yes, it was her last book. I'm almost positive. Let me try to get the name of it, if it's in here. I don't think so. It's not. Just look it up. It was her last book, but had to do with a woman on a scooter, and just, it could just be me, but it was hilarious. A Son of the Circus by John Irving, Cider House Rules author. I haven't read Cider House Rules nor seen the movie, but I plan on it, and it's one of those beautiful floppy books. I love those. Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I think either my friend Amy has already read it or is planning on reading it. It was $1.25, and it was in, like, this is the only thing, it was dented, like, right there. Perfect condition. Nothing wrong with it. And it sounds amazing. So, excited. I've never read anything by this author, and if you guys have, let me know how he is. The fact that this was $1 and the way it was described, I couldn't leave it there. But it's I Am Charlotte Simmons by Tom Wolfe. So if he has any better, I don't want to say better, but any super awesome books, let me know. Not sure when I'll get to this one since it's giant, but I will. X's and O's, A Downtown Girl's Tales of Love, Lust, Revenge, and a Little Facebook Stalking by Shallon Lester. And this was in the humor section. And no, those are not bubbles. I did start to read it in the used bookstore because I will do that with these fiction ones just to make sure. And it was a laugh. The Book of Awesome by Neil Pasricha. Probably the last person in the world to read this. I didn't get the second one because it was still $4, I think, and this one had always been more expensive, so it was finally put down to $2, so I picked it up. Lighthouse Bay by Kimberly Freeman. This one is one that's set around a shipwreck in 1900 in Australia, and this woman's life starting over, and it combines that with a story now, so they intertwine. Past Imperfect, Julian Fellows, the same author as Downton Abbey, the screenwriter, scriptwriter, and I was super impressed that it was $1.50 because it's Julian Fellows. So this one I will get to soon because that's a freaking awesome show, and if his writing is any indication, yeah. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark. This has been on my wish list forever and never was a great price, and I got it for $4, and there is nothing wrong with it. Nothing. And I've heard amazing stuff about this book, and I cannot wait. Even though it's huge, I'm going to set aside a chunk of time to read this beast. I'm going to do it by the end of the year. And then what I'm reading now, that's all I bought. All I bought. Oh, this was one that I actually bought. Just kidding. Hoogles, which is searches that make you ask who would Google that. It's pretty hilarious. And it's my bookmark at the time is the pen. Because I was laying in bed and I was too lazy to get up and look for one. But it's this little blurb of a Google search. So I can finish this in like 20 minutes. The Color Purple, Alice Walker. I'm only about yay far into it, but it's great. And I've been reading this for, I know, more than 1 month, but it's A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I am reading it on my Nook, but I still keep track in my paperback copy as well, because everybody needs a Nook copy and a hard copy of a great book. That may just be me. But this, I read this much within like 2 days, 2 or 3 days, because it sucked me in. So I am so looking forward to getting back to it. I already bought all of the ebooks of the next ones in the series, so I'm hoping to have this finished by the end of October. But that's it, now that I've surpassed 10 minutes, and I hope that this is able to upload. Let me know what you're reading. Again, if you have read any of these books and what you think, good or bad, I really want to know. But I will hopefully maybe, I don't want to say it, maybe have another book haul soon, but some other maybe tag videos, or I don't really know. I do have more bookshelves, so I don't know about shelf tours and just tours of cubbies where I have stuff stuck, but that's it for me now. Hope you all have a great weekend, and like I said, let me know what you're reading. But see ya. Bye.